Welcome back everyone to math. This time in math we're going to be learning about symmetry. Previously we were learning about graphing. So as we go through, there's going to be some thinking questions. One is a complete the sentence, which is symmetry is when both sides of an object blank match, colors, or music. Which animal represents symmetry? Paddington, a yawn, or a butterfly? Next thinking question. Which shape can be folded to show symmetry? A snail, a heart, or a ship? Last one. Which shape shows symmetry? A half a circle, a kitten, or thunder? This is going to be our anticipatory set. So as we listen to this, we want to think what we might be learning about. So if you're at home, you can click on this link and it will also take you to the anticipatory set. What we want the kids to do is listen, look, and think about what they're seeing and hearing so that next our awesome friends can make a prediction. So based off of what you guys heard and saw, what do you think you're going to be learning about? Do you think you're going to be learning about symmetry with shapes by chance, such as a heart, which is an example of a shape that has symmetry? Or do you think we're going to learn about the sky? Throughout the lesson, we also have a repeated storyline. In this case, the repeated storyline is symmetry can be found in nature. Our vocabulary for today is symmetry. What does this mean? It is when two sides of an object match. This heart represents symmetry. At home, you can cut out a heart using paper and represent that by folding it in half to represent that the heart is symmetrical. Our lesson today is going to be based off a book called What is Symmetry in Nature? So let's get started with that book. What is symmetry? This building has many shapes. The shapes on the left side of the picture are the same as the shapes on the right side. When you draw a line down the middle of the building, you will see that both sides of the building are the same. When two sides of an object match, there is symmetry. One way to represent this at home is if you have some Legos, you can put those side by side and show how they can separate and they're symmetrical, the same on each side. You can also use shapes, so you can draw a line down the middle of shapes to show symmetry. When you fold the shapes along that line, one half will fit on top of the other half. This is another place where you could use paper to do this at home. Take a paper, cut it into a square, and fold it. Same thing with a rectangle and a circle to show symmetry to our friends at home. Line symmetry. So nature is full of symmetry. This butterfly has symmetry. Its wings look the same on both sides. When the butterfly holds its wings together, the wings fit on top of one another. Recently at our house, I saw some butterflies. Maybe as you are out and about, you can look for some butterflies too. A butterfly has 4 wings. When it folds its wings, you can see only 2 wings. The butterfly on the right has folded its wings along a line of symmetry. In nature, there's also plants and animals. So let's check out these. A leaf. You can go on a nature walk and you can pick up a leaf. And you can see the lines of symmetry. An apple, if you cut an apple in half, that makes the apple symmetrical. The frog. This frog is symmetrical from the left side and the right side. So those are some examples of while you're at home that you may be able to use. How does symmetry move? Symmetry helps many animals fly, walk, leap, and run. The animals shown on these 2 pages have symmetry. How does symmetry help each one move? Could a fruit bat fly or hang from a tree if it did not have symmetry? How would it fly if it had 1 wing or 3? So it's using its symmetry to help it balance. People. We're all people. How can people have symmetry? Our bodies have symmetry too. We have 2 arms and 2 legs. How many fingers do you have on each hand? How many toes do you have on each foot? So take a minute, and you could put your hands together possibly, and you can see how they're symmetrical. You could also do the same thing with your feet. There's some different ways that you can show symmetry using your body. Some things have more than one line of symmetry. You can turn them around and draw a line in any direction. The parts opposite each other will be the same. You can spin this flower around and its parts will still have symmetry. So there's different lines shown in this picture. There's a diagonal, there's a vertical, there's a horizontal. So it's showing how flowers can also represent symmetry. Many things in nature have 5 or more equal parts. You can draw 5 or more lines of symmetry on them. You can spin them around too, and the symmetry will not change. This sea star has 5 lines of symmetry. It can be folded along the lines of each number, and then folded sides will always be the same. So again, this is representing symmetry in nature. So we're getting to the point where we have some questions, but before we go through our questions, we always want to remember our steps to critical thinking and problem solving. As you are asked questions, you always want to listen to the question and use your ears to do so. You want to listen to all of your answer choices. Then you want to think really hard about your choices so you can make the best choice possible. And then lastly, you answer the question by choosing one of the answer choices. So for our questions, we'll go back to the first slide and use our thinking questions. So now that we've reviewed our steps to critical thinking, let's go back and think about these questions. The first one is, symmetry is when both sides of an object match, colors, or music. Again, think about what we just learned about and read about, and then answer the question. Second question, which animal represents symmetry? Is that Paddington, a yawn, or a butterfly? Think really hard. There was an animal in our lesson. Which animal do you remember? Thinking question number 4. Which shape can be folded to show symmetry? Would that be a snail, a heart, or a ship? Which shape shows symmetry is the last one. A half a circle, a kitten, or thunder. So these are our thinking questions, and again, also what we may use for our pre and post test. So feel free to pause this as you go through to give each kiddo a chance to respond in their own way. And then let's check out our connections around the world. So how does symmetry impact our home, our community, and our world? So each picture is linked to a video, and it'll be best probably to view these at home so you can see and hear them better. So there's a home connection, there's a community connection, and there's a connection to our world. So you can choose one to look at, or you can choose all 3, or you can rotate them throughout the week. It's whatever works best with you. I want to thank you for your time in our lesson today. And again, this was our lesson on symmetry. Please feel free to ask questions and reach out to your teachers. You can stop the video at any time. Thank you very much, and have a great day.